case.
And that brings us to the political fallout here, and Mark Halperin joins us with that. I mean, that's really the question. We talked about the legal issues. Is the political pressure now so high that Sessions is really going to feel the heat and feel that he has to step aside and get a special prosecutor?
Well, certainly feel it from Democrats. The question is, are there Republicans who now will look at this and say, Mr. Attorney General, our former Senate colleague, you need to not oversee this investigation? As was suggested, it's a textbook case where I don't think anyone thinks at this point the Attorney General could be unconcerned about the appearance of conflict, which is part of why he might step aside. I don't think he'll go for an independent counsel. You can have career lawyers deal with it. But there's big pressure now on Capitol Hill. What kind of investigation will Capitol Hill do of all of these Russia questions? And this is because of how explosive it is, the symbolism of the Attorney General giving statements that were at least off base and maybe more than that, means I think the pressure there is going to be greater for a large congressional investigation.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It just goes to this overwhelming idea that there is some kind of unusual contact or connection between the Trump administration and Russia. This story does nothing to help that.
This is the latest example. And of course, it's the Attorney General of the United States, the man whose organization is supposed to be investigating it. Look, why does this matter to real people? Because there has to be some understanding of what happened in the last election, some confidence that there wasn't any inappropriate contact with Russia. I think the White House should and perhaps will welcome an investigation that makes this into the open. The suspicion people have, though, is why don't they want an investigation? Because there's more there that they don't want to come out. The Attorney General's putting this off as these are innocent meetings. Maybe they are, but they clearly raise suspicion.
Is it reasonable to assume that someone like Jeff Sessions, in meeting with that Russian ambassador, can compartmentalize these two roles, that he is an advisor to the Trump campaign and a U.S. senator?
If you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, as Pete said, one of the meetings was a chance encounter with a large group. The second meeting, Jeff Sessions spent most of last year being a United States senator. He was a campaign surrogate and a supporter, but he was primarily doing the job of a senator. It's possible that's how he thought about it. But look, he knew he had these meetings. And the fact that it came out not by his disclosing it at the hearing or subsequently, but through a media report, I think people have to wonder, who else knew about these meetings that he had? Did the White House, which has gone out of its way to say there were no improper meetings between campaign officials, did they know about it before yesterday? We don't know that right now.
There's another interesting item in the Post which reported this, which is that they reached out to all the senators who were on the Armed Services Committee last year, and of the 20 who responded, none of them had met with the Russian ambassador. So it raises that question. It's another
thing of there seems to have been a lot of contact that we know about, and maybe that's still out there, between people associated with the president and Russia. That's alleged. This is a concrete one that we now know happened. Attorney General, Russian ambassador. People are going to want to ask questions today.
Mark Halperin, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.